Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Danelle, Roger. Turn your cameras on if you can. Love to see y'all. Hey, Roger.
Roger's on the beach
I
again.
love it.
You're muted, Roger. Hey, Danelle, how are y'all
Hi,
doing?
I've
good.
seen some of our other agents, Roger, on that exact beach in that exact space. I mean, that's a pretty popular
The
spot right
popular
there.
spot, right?
Good morning,
Bill,
everyone.
Hey, good
who
How's
call
is
everybody
real
doing?
quick.
What's
good? How are you?
Kathy?
Good.
Bill, how have you been, friend?
Been good, my friend. How about you?
Good, good.
Good.
Good, good. Well, we're obviously have just moved the connect to the collaborate from Wednesdays to Fridays. So I'm glad y'all found us today. I think we're having to continually remind people. I mean, obviously we send the text out, but glad y'all are here. So Jeff is under the weather today, so
Oh,
keep him in y'all's prayers and but am happy to have some conversations. So, does anybody have anything specific that they want to chat about starting out
Is
or
he
have
really
them?
sick? Like bad?
He just doesn't feel that great right now. So,
Okay.
yeah, but he'll be fine. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he'll be fine. I mean, he's not in the hospital or anything like that. He just isn't really not feeling great. So,
Okay.
yeah. Mhm. But obviously on Fridays is really all for y'all. And what you guys may be struggling with, or heck, even if you have some wins for the week. I love starting out with wins and hearing any wins that you've had in your business for the week. So we can start with that. And also, if you have just any questions in general, anything EXP, anything Freedom Team, anything real estate, and then I need to find the Jeopardy song. Do, do, do. How about you, Roger? How's your week?
Um,
Let's start with the win. You got a win?
I guess one win that I'm working on is my website. I'm trying to put together. I'm working with the Whoosy site and trying to get that all put together.
Awesome.
And I've been amazed with what they can do with that whole thing. And then I'm also trying to, just get some traction on this new construction funnel that I have going.
Hmm.
So
Great.
I got some people I'm talking to and just hoping it turns into, moving forward with everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, awesome. Those are good. Do you have any questions or any specific thing that you have going on?
um, have you been working with the funnels? I mean, can you give me a little bit of what's working, what's not working, type things? I'm a little, it's new to me, all this stuff is. So, um, and I'm lagging on one thing, and that is, making the calls. So,
Yeah. Well,
um,
and I was just going to say, so I'm personally not doing the production funnels right now, but I do the attraction funnel. So, but that's the one thing that I would say is certainly calling the people, as soon as they come into your pipeline, right? Or as soon as you possibly can. But curious, what's keeping you from, calling them?
it's not really keeping me from calling it. I guess I didn't know how the system works, and I jumped into the system and then without all the information, and so I was kind of lacking. I wasn't hooked up to get all the notifications and all the stuff initially.
I got it.
So kind of just I'm trying to catch up here now,
I gotcha.
and
So,
I think it's very important that you do call them right away.
yeah,
Um, and that hasn't been part of my thing, but I'm still getting my cost per lead is still too high, but also too, um, I'm getting people that are contacting me, so
yeah.
I don't know
Can I
where's
ask
the
which funnel? Which funnel is it?
new construction.
Okay, but the calls are
Well,
coming in?
Yeah, they're coming in, and I'm gonna say probably I think I have maybe like 30 people so
Oh,
far,
heck,
and probably
dang.
like
We call them
probably
for you. Me and Kathy are going to call him.
We're going to call them for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm starting mine. I've been lagging and same funnel to start with. And this week I was happy. I came up with a name for my YouTube channel and all of that. Did you start your YouTube channel?
I have one, but I haven't done anything with it yet.
Okay.
That's my next thing that I have to get
Yeah.
moving
Okay,
on.
me too. All right.
Well,
30 calls? 30? Dang,
yeah,
Kathy.
yeah, that's good. How long you been doing them now?
Probably about 2 weeks.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. So what I would recommend to your question is I would call every one of those people who you haven't spoken to. I'd call them today and have conversations and just come from curiosity. What had you click on this? What are you looking for? Right? Are you right? Just the questions that we have with when we're talking to a potential other prospect, right? That maybe somebody referred to us or we knew from our network or our sphere. I would just ask them some open-ended questions and come from curiosity, right? It's,
Mhm.
hey, I saw, you're looking at new construction. What has you looking at new construction? And, you know, are you looking to make a move? Do you currently own a home? Right? Questions around that. Um, just your conversations that you're probably well aware of when you're talking to a prospect.
Mhm.
And Tim's actually running the funnels, the buyer funnels, and I think the new construction as well. So, Tim, anything to add specifically to that?
I'm sorry, I had to take a call. I didn't hear the original question.
I was just telling them that I'm doing the new construction funnel, and I got a little behind with stuff with not doing it the right way, and I'm trying to catch up right now. And it's been pretty amazing. I'm still paying too much, according to the guidelines that you've shared with me and
Can
stuff.
I ask what
But
is
I'm
your
still,
amount?
pardon me.
Roger, what is your amount that you're paying?
I think I'm like around $10 right now.
You were at about 15, weren't you?
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
is coming down. I just got behind, and this is my own problem. And I don't want to share it with you guys really, but just Tim, a little bit. I have some family members that are having some trouble, and so I've had to tend to stuff like that. So I haven't been putting 100% into it yet, and that's part of the problem. But it is coming down. It's working out well. I just need to catch myself up, and I've been going through all the videos and trying to get up to speed on the whole thing. So.
Well, and I would do his question originally, Tim, was kind of if correct me if I'm wrong, Roger, but basically, what's the best way to handle the leads as they're coming in? He's not made any phone calls yet, so I was talking about how much how important I feel like that's the number one, right? Reaching
I have
out, talking, having conversation, doing the needs and questions coming from curiosity. Yeah,
I have made phone calls. I've called everybody that's joined on the site. I just haven't done it in a timely manner. It's been,
I
you know,
see.
multiple days later or whatever,
Uh,
whatever. It just hasn't I haven't done it timely. So
okay, so that's where your,
yeah.
wall is. So is there a specific question then around that you're looking for help with and guidance with?
No, just I was just kind of throwing it out there. What's working for people and what's not working for people. Because what I'm doing, I'm not gonna say it's is working or not working because I haven't closed anything yet. But just is there any kudos that you would say, yes, do this because that absolutely works?
It's a combination of a lot of things. In our last call, I said it's important to add yourself as a contact, receive everything the prospect is receiving, make sure you're good with it, make sure you like the text messages, the email message, the timing, the consistency, the overall length of time, etc. Make sure your new home construction website, however you're delivering that, whether it's Bold Trail or something else, make sure that link goes out immediately and says, thanks for your interest in new construction. Here's the link of all the new construction homes on the market currently in the area. And then, the rest of the automation, call them as fast as you can. Keep working on the that ad spend should come down. But I'd go into office hours and have them look at the demographics you're putting the ad in front of and make sure that's accurate, because that alone could put it in front of the right people that cost less instead of maybe some of the wrong people.
Good.
So it's a combination of a lot of those things. I think you're doing the right thing with watching all the tracked ROI trainings, the cash cow trainings. YouTube is going to be key.
Yeah.
You know, the very best way to run this thing on steroids is to build that YouTube channel, start recording all those new construction home tours yourself, put them on your channel using what Andy teaches with tags and titles and SEO, et cetera, et cetera. And over time, that YouTube channel is going to feed you leads that weren't even in your funnel. So it's all those pieces coming together perfectly. And unfortunately, it takes 30, 60, 90 days to say, okay, I got this now. I understand how it all flows together. And that combination of things is what works. Leave something out, it's not going to work as well.
That's kind of my next step. So, do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, Tim?
Which part?
As far as the YouTube stuff, I'm just getting started. And when I say I'm just getting started, I'm going to order a gimbal today. So
Okay.
that's how far I've gotten with it.
Well, and that's all you need other than a lapel microphone. You do not want to use the microphone on your telephone. You want a lapel mic, because people will watch a bad video. They won't watch a video that has bad audio.
Right.
So make sure you get your sound dialed in. Practice a couple of times. Make sure you know how to turn it on and off, and that'll make a huge difference in your videos. And watch Andy's training and do exactly what he teaches in the order he teaches it. Use AI along the way to help you, get there faster. And you got to put in the work. You need 12 videos on your YouTube channel in a new construction playlist. And then that is going to be added to the automation. That's not in the automation now. You're going to add that, and I'll help you do that. You're going to add, by the way, have you checked out all my new construction home tours on my YouTube channel? And then you're going to give them the link to that playlist, not your channel, but the actual playlist on your channel.
Good.
That's how you deliver value. People that are shopping for new construction want to see new construction homes. You're going to show them 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Different neighborhoods, different price points, or one neighborhood, 4 builders, 3 different floor plans each, however you want to do it. Pick an area and focus on it, get really, really good at it, and know all the incentives that those builders offer anywhere you record a video. So you can then talk about that, and you're going to want to put together a list of all the incentives that are currently available, and with a disclaimer, these change almost weekly sometimes. So check back with me for the most current information. And when somebody asks for that, call the builders and say, what you got today? And you're just going to have to keep up with that. Actually, what you're going to do is build a relationship with those builders and say, hey, I'm very interested in your development. I want to sell a lot of your product. Make sure I'm on your email list to get any changes to your special offers, your rate buy downs, your incentives on a weekly basis, or however often as you change it. If it's not weekly, don't send it weekly, but give it to me when you make a change. Make sure that happens. So that too is a piece, and it's about you've got a 50-piece puzzle. You got to put all of them. Start with the border and fill it in from there. I mean, you're doing the right things, and it's a slow process when you can't devote 100% of your time to it. And I get it. I understand your situation. So just reach out when you need something. Go to office hours every day, ask questions, learn from other people's questions would be a high recommendation.
Yep.
And get through Andy's training as fast as you can, at least up through and including the module where he says, okay, here's how you shoot a video, here's how you record it, here's what you do when you come back, and here's how you edit it. Edit 5, 10 of them yourself, know how to do it, and then outsource it if you don't like editing. I don't like editing. I don't want to know it, but you got to know it well enough to know that the person you hired it out to is doing it correctly. That's the goal there.
So for when you say Andy's training, I don't know if I have access to that yet or not, but
you should. It was sent to you when you onboarded. It came through the school account, SKOOL.
Okay.
Check that. If you can't find it, just text Andy or I and say, hey, I can't find where that was sent to me. Will you please send it? And
okay.
He'll have to do it. I don't remember how to do it, honestly, but just text Andy then if you don't have it, can't find it, and he'll get it.
And that's the other thing. That's the next question I had is I'm not sure how to edit all this video and stuff like that. That's all.
Yeah, the training teaches that.
Okay.
Can I go to that too?
Who are you under and how did you come in?
Jeff and
Sorry. Jeff? I'd have to check with Jeff and see what he did with co-sponsorship or whether it was purchased or what. It's a training program that we sell for $1,995, and then we've always given 50% off to anybody on the Freedom Team. So worst case, you can buy it. But depending on how you came in with Jeff and sponsor and co-sponsor, that's part of what we offer. We meaning Andy and I, to anybody that we recruit. That's part of what we.
It's okay. I'll just ask Jeff when he's feeling better what direction I could go, because I'm starting my videos too. So, I'm thinking, oh God, how am I going to edit it? And how, what do I do? What do I do? So I got my gimbal, Roger.
Which one did you get?
I don't know. Hold on.
While she's looking for that, Roger, everything Tim said, spot on. But Tim, you can correct me if you think differently, but numero uno is to call the leads that come in prompt, timely. If you can only do one thing at the moment, is make the call. It sounds like you might have a lot of personal things going on, and have some limited time. And I would say your your best opportunity is going to be calling them, and then having that backup link to send them to your playlist is key too. But if you could only do one thing in a moment of a day, I would say call in your prospects that are coming in through the leads.
So when you say the playlist, the YouTube thing, it's all new to me. So
He'll train it. That training will teach all that. He'll break it down for you. Correct, Tim?
Yeah, a playlist, Roger, I think is your question. What is it? It's a subset of some of the videos on your entire channel. You may have 1,000 videos on your channel, but you're going to have 12 of them that are on a new construction playlist. So you're sending a URL link straight to that playlist. So these prospects in your new construction funnel see the 12 new construction home tours if they want to continue watching one after the other. That's a playlist.
Okay.
The subset of the set. And Kathy's right. That's also in the training that Andy put together.
Yeah.
So if I go to school, then I should be able to find all that to go through all that training.
I would search through your emails for SKOOL and look for sender that had school in the sender address, and you probably will find it that way. If you don't, then text Andy and he'll send it out to you ASAP.
Okay.
He couldn't be in this meeting today. He had something going on, but he'd send it to you that day and probably within an hour or two.
Okay.
He's on the spot with that.
This is
Welcome, Bianca and Jason and Melinda and Anjanette.
Hi, thank you.
Good to have you guys and gals. Any specific questions that y'all have that we could help you with today?
No, me, I just came to listen.
Okay, Jason. Are you new with us?
Yes, I'm new. I just got licensed, I think in April, maybe.
Oh,
So I haven't,
fantastic.
yeah. And I've
Have
been
you
working
been
full
coming?
I came to one of these before. I hopped in on one of them, and then I met Jeff at a barbecue, and then he told me to keep coming to these. So I think I was here last week, and I'm going to try to keep coming. I know they're on Tuesday as well, but
Yep.
sometimes I'm working, so.
So today we just have an open forum. We call this Connect to Collaborate, and it's just open forum with any concerns or questions, or like we shared some, Roger shared a win. And this is all about y'all and what you want to talk about. On Tuesdays, we always have a guest speaker, an agent who is done and doing really well in their sales business. And they may or may not have a focus on how they're doing their lead generating. Maybe they're the YouTube specialist like Andy, or maybe they're, Instagram, or, work in their sphere. So we have people come in, different people every week, and it's a specific training that they're going through. So, super valuable. If you could come to one a week, I would say come to Tuesday, because if you're new, you're going to get a lot of ideas on, there's a lot of ways to create sales in our business, right? There's all kinds of different ways to do that. And as you start coming to Tuesdays, you're going to hear different ways, different strategies people use. And you'll start to think, oh, I resonate with that. Like I could do that. I could really spend some focus in that area. Like I said, and then Friday is a great place to come for help and support and guidance and questions.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, I'll try to make more time on Tuesdays.
Well, we're glad you're
Uh,
here.
Tuesdays
Thanks.
and
Thanks.
Fridays, I think, are a non-negotiable in your calendar if you're a new agent or if you're not where you want to be in your business, because it'll take you to the next level.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Like I said, I work full time. I do title searches right now, so it's related, but I kind of want to move into this more, do
Yeah.
less title searches. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Jeff's
Have you been in Fast Cap? I'm sure Jeff talked to you about
No,
that, or maybe not at this point, but
no, they have. It was mentioned to me. I have not got onto it yet, though. I met him when I met him. It was just like a week and a half ago, maybe
yeah.
something. But yeah,
Oh,
he could
okay.
do
So
that.
it just happened. So you can go to expuniversity.com
Hmm.
and hit the trainings. And FastCap is a 6-week program with coaches that are going to walk you through A to Z, how to start your real estate business, how to sell real estate business. They're going to give you, as the weeks go on, they're going to give you some opportunities to receive leads from Realty. I think it's realty.com. This is for everybody, by the way. This isn't just for new agents. So they're going to give you opportunities to receive leads. And if you participate in all 6 weeks, they will continue those leads coming to you for a year after.
Oh wow.
Okay. So it's not just, oh, 6 weeks and then you're done. But
Yeah.
now you have to commit, and they talk about that in the training, to, go into all 6 weeks. And from time to time, they do night ones if you can't commit to during the day, because it's 3 times a week, six for 6 weeks. So they also do some night ones for people like yourself that have a full-time job. So Tim, were you looking at it to see if they have any coming up? Particularly at night. Oh, okay. I saw you
Yeah.
looking at something. But anyway, it's on expuniversity.com.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll definitely look it up.
And just this is again for everybody, the agents that go through that, the new agents at the brand new licensees like yourself, new agents, on average, at the end of the 6 weeks, if they show up to the trainings, if they do what they're being taught during those trainings, because there is some homework in between. But if you follow what they teach and have you do, on average, at the end of 6 weeks, you have 4 signed agreements, listings and or buyers, or a combination of both of those. So that's in 6 weeks' time.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
So the results have been phenomenal. And if people are experienced agents, on average, they've tracked this from day one. Agents are doing an additional 17 deals a year. So pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
if somebody's looking to increase their business or if they're just looking to get started, that's a great place to plug into.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll definitely look at that. That sounds awesome. I would like to get busier doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else?
I have
Bianca, how is your day going?
Blanca.
Oh, Blanca, sorry.
It's okay. I just wanted to hop in here because we're doing more attraction and I wanted to see what we have available for our agents as we invite them in and just so they can plug in more with the community.
Yep.
We met you guys in Miami last year.
October, EXP Con.
Yeah, it was fun to meet everyone there, like see them in
Yeah,
person.
yeah. It's good. I love doing that event and having the event that we put on for the Freedom Team. And like you just said, getting to actually meet people face to face is fantastic. Are you doing anything with any of the funnels at this point? Are you plugged into anybody's system?
Yes, I'm working with Michael Reese's group.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it's similar to what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, we partnered with Michael. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
we just,
mentioned
yeah.
when you first came on, you mentioned attraction. Did you have an attraction question?
I just wanted to see what you're doing because we've been part of the Freedom team for a long time, but we didn't have an upline pretty much. So we were not confident doing attraction.
Okay.
So once the co-sponsorship happened, then we started looking at different people that we could co-sponsor with so that we could actually start attracting.
Mhm.
So we just came across Michael Reese like 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and we just started partnering with him just to start that momentum going. So I'm just looking at different groups and seeing where we can plug our people so that they can learn from other people and just keep going and not feel like a lonely person in an island.
Right. So are you using the funnels for attraction as well as production?
We not yet because
Okay.
we literally just started working with them 3 weeks ago, and we just had our first couple events 2 days ago, like yesterday and the next day before for attraction. So we came in like full force, but we're just like trying. It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to do events and then at the same time do the funnels. So we set up our funnels about a week and a half ago, and we have some leads coming in, but we're looking at all the different so they get what they're looking for, so they get responses and all of that. So that's been set up for buyers just so that we can learn how to show our client our agents how to do it. So we're learning it ourselves and
Mhm.
practicing ourselves first so that we can see what are the errors that most of us are going to make so that when our agents come in, we can say, okay, don't do this, do that, don't do that, like just
Right.
trying to help them. And so we're doing that practice ourselves right now in Dallas. And then once we tweak that stuff out, we can start doing that for agents. But right now we're just trying to focus on one thing.
Which Freedom Team leader is in your upline?
I think like all the way up will be
Sean.
Sean Sturrock, yeah.
Okay. And I apologize. You've been talking about production and attraction both. So I'm trying to get back to what was your original question pertaining to attraction? Are you needing something to send somebody to when you have somebody interest? Did I pick up on that?
No, I didn't have a question. Kathy asked me like, why am I here? Like why
Okay.
I'm here. So I just responded, and
Okay.
my answer is because I want to know which groups are doing what so that I can plug in my new agents too.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
like knowing that you have something every Tuesday that is valuable helps me say, okay, now I know that they offer something Tuesday. I know that Elizabeth Riley offers something Friday. I know, so like I can just be more strategic on what they're gonna get out of each group when they go visit.
Yeah, I would if Sean is the only leader in your upline, I would get with Sean and partner with him and get him to help explain all of what the Freedom Team is doing. You're definitely going to want to
Okay.
plug your agents. And Bill Rauhauser, he's on the Zoom here with us, the bald-headed guy. He's Sean and Bill are partners. So Bill is in your
Okay.
upline as well. And they're
Oh,
going
Okay.
to tell you definitely want to plug your new agents that you attracted into the Tuesday training for sure.
Yeah.
This one for sure. That would be my recommendation. I think Bill agrees with that. And if they want to
100%.
do attraction, then we've got something else on Mondays and Thursdays. Sales is Tuesday, Friday. Attraction is Monday, Thursday. If you just remember that, and if they're interested in both, they literally could put 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Dallas time, your time on their calendar every day of the week. And Wednesday is the big agent meeting that EXP puts on, and that can be attended through EXP World, through Facebook Live, or through YouTube Live. It's streamed on all those platforms. So I would plug into everything at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, and see what feels right. Commit to that for a month and say, okay, this class and this class provided me more value than anything else. Those are the two I'm going to stick with.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm doing right now. Just looking at just getting my head wrapped around this.
Blanca, I just put my cell number in the chat.
Okay.
So put that in your phone, message me. Yeah, Sean and I are more than happy to help you with any of that. But Tim's hitting the nail on the head, and I'm going to have to step away because I've got a lunch appointment. But but call me, message me. because I'll be more than happy to kind of help guide you with, because there's two parts to that. One, what you're doing with the funnels is going to generate more business. But two, we have a lot that we can plug those agents into and be here to help, because you realize that, you know, you may have been kind of orphaned by an upline that wasn't there. We are here for you. All right.
Well, and one thing that I will share, and it's probably a little premature, but I want to just, we can start getting the word out there, is starting sometime in September. We're shooting for the first week in September on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock Eastern. We're going, all the Freedom Team leaders will probably going to be rotating, but we're going to be offering a live weekly EXP Explained presentation that you can send your people to.
Okay.
So we're going to start doing that in September. There'll be more to come on that, but just know that for everybody here in the back of your mind that that'll be coming. So if attraction is something you're looking for and you're like, I don't even know what to say, all you have to do is invite to the Tuesday live presentations that one of us leaders will be doing every week.
Thanks,
Okay?
Kat.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Jeanette or Melinda, how about you? Do you have any questions or anything
Just a
on your mind that you want to bring up or ask or talk about?
I have a quick question.
Okay.
This probably you guys know this already, but exclusive buyer agency agreement. We know that we're supposed, before we tour home in person or virtually, we have to have this one signed. But the only question that I have is on number 4, fee for services, because sometimes, if you have a buyer that want to look, but then they, initially they want new construction, and then later on they change their mind, they want resale. So the range of fees are like here in in my location is from 2.4 to 3% in the buyer side. So unless you determine, that's where I'm kind of like, how do I fill this out? Because I'm not even sure what is the rate of the fee that you're gonna get, because there's a range from 2.4 to 3, and then
Yep.
sometimes they have bonus
Yep.
if you're
I'll take
lucky.
that one, Kathy.
Okay. Thank you,
Um,
Tim.
it's not about what's offered or what's typical in your market so much as what are you worth?
That's right.
If you're worth 3%, every buyer brokerage agreement needs to be signed at 3%. If they only offer 2.4, you can decide to take 2.4, but you can't fill that agreement out at 2.4%. And then if they're offering 3%, get paid 3% because your agreement says 2.4, because it's your buyer paying you the commission. You're just asking the seller to cover it 99% of the time. And 99% of the time, you'll get that done if your market's like my market. So I would, if you have a client that starts out at new construction and because of incentives, they're paying 4% plus a $5,000 bonus if closed by September 30th, then your buyer brokerage agreement needs to say 4% plus a $5,000 new construction bonus from elite realtors or elite builders, excuse me. And if that buyer decides, you know what, I really don't want to buy new construction now, that nothing appealed to me, I want to look at regular resale homes, then you want to have a whole new agreement that supersedes the first one that says 3% or 2.4 or 2.5 or whatever you think is, whatever you're telling them what your value is, what you want to get paid. And when I have that signed, I said, and don't worry about this. I've been doing this since the changes with the NAR, and I have not ever, not one time, had a seller not willing to pay my fee on your behalf. If they do, obviously you don't have to buy that house, or you and I'll figure something out between us, but don't be concerned about that. That's sort of how you would present it as well as fill it out. I hope that helps, and please speak up if it didn't or if you have another question.
So you can always have this buyer agency have another agreement once they decided to buy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, I would have one filled out for new construction specifically
Yeah.
with the bonuses and what the builders, because they'll typically pay 3.5%, 4%, sometimes 5%, or a bonus. And make sure you have one filled out that covers that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say to the buyer, and if the builder only offers 3 and their special goes away from 4, don't worry, I'm not going to charge you 4.
Okay.
I mean, that's a business decision you can make, but you can go down, but you cannot go up.
That's right. That's the key.
Ah.
That's the key. You can go. That's the key. That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah, I
So,
like that. You
yep.
cannot go, I mean, you can go down, but you cannot go up. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Your buyer brokerage agreement says 3 and the builder's only offering 2.4%. You can take the 2.4%.
That's right.
But if you filled it out for 2.4 and they offer 3, you're getting 2.4.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's right. So the
Okay.
other thing that I'll just mention here, this really isn't to your question about the buyer agreement, but, and hopefully everybody knows this, and I know some agents are new on here, but be sure that you're putting your commission amount and that the seller is going to pay on your offers that you're submitting, because if you don't have them in your offers, you're not getting paid. Unless you just enforce and charge your buyer back, the buyer agreement that you guys have, and having them pay you directly. But if you want to work, and like Tim said, and I'm the same way, I've had every seller, even since this has gone into effect almost 2 years ago now, I've never had a seller not pay. And so if you want the seller to pay on behalf of your buyers, be sure that you put that, in our case, it's in special stipulations, that where the buyer's requesting for the seller to pay the, buyer broker compensation. So just
Of 3%.
3%. That's right.
Or
The
whatever
amount.
the number is.
Exactly. Yep. The amount in there. That's right. So I just wanted to add that as well,
Yeah, a
for a
great ad.
reminder
Thank you.
for everybody. So did that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Anybody else have a question surrounding that topic?
I have a question I'll bring up.
Okay.
Since I'm doing new construction right now, one of my concerns is that with new construction, anybody I'm talking to, or they can go to a model home, and in my area at least, they'll ask you some do ask you, are you working with a realtor? Some don't. Like Lennar in my area, you have to take them out physically and sign up yourself as the agent. So one of my concerns is that when I'm dealing with these people, that if they just go out on their own, which is fine, that's the way they want to handle it sometimes. But I get cut out of the deal, and one of my best friends from high school, I get cut out of the deal because this whole thing is he went on his own, and you know, I was not there with him, and I get cut out of the deal. So
So
it was unintentional, but it happened.
I'll say a couple things, and then Tim, you'll probably have some things additionally to add. That's where we as agents get to educate our clients. And when we're dealing with our buyers, the first thing that we ideally are doing is having a buyer consultation with them before anything, before we've given them any information, right? We've made the connection with them, and then we're either having a Zoom conversation or a sit down at coffee conversation. And we're talking about the whole relationship, and why they're even signing this agreement, what you're doing on their behalf. And included in that conversation is why it's important for them to have a buyer agent, even if they're buying new construction. Like a lot of agents, they don't think that that's important. I mean, a lot of buyers may not, in my experience over the years, may not think that's important. Here's why it is important. Doesn't matter what type of home you're buying, new construction or existing homes. And you go through, and we can talk about it if need be here, why it's important. The other thing I would do, since you're going to be doing some YouTube channels, is that's what and it's going to be specifically around new construction, is one of my videos would probably be why when I'm buying new construction, do I need a realtor? And it would be an educational video with all the points about why somebody would want a agent, and the benefits of having their own representation when they're buying new construction. Tim, anything to add to
Yeah.
that?
I'm going to let Roger respond first.
I agree with you. I'm just thinking in the process of, and this is all new to me also too, with this funnel, but I think it's going to be hard to get a buyer's consult or to have a buyer's consultation initially up front because they're just going to want to go look at new homes. And I think a better route might be to invite them to meet me out there and go through the houses and that kind of thing. I just think a buyer consultation is probably too premature with these funnels that I'm doing right now. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Call it whatever you want. You want to meet them.
That's right.
Yeah.
In person, somewhere, in a model home, at Starbucks, at McDonald's, whatever it is, you want to meet them. You want to get in front of them. You want to have the opportunity to show your worth, to talk about your worth, and say, I'm going to look out for your best interest and I'm going to save you money. Because let me tell you what, the agent in that model home represents the builder. Right. And they have a fiduciary obligation to get as much money out of you for that builder as they can. Right. I'm on your side. I know things that builder will give away that they're not going to offer you. And remember in my last recommendation, I said part of what I said is you need to meet those builders and develop a relationship, know what their incentives are. Part of that meeting regularly, take them donuts to the model home periodically. Just build rapport with all the builders that you're going to be doing videos for on your channel. Make sure you know the incentives and ask them, hey, is there anything that you don't typically give away that I can give away to all the buyers I bring to you that nobody else knows about or that you don't publicize? And you can say to your buyer, say, I actually have relationships with builders, don't name which ones, but some of them will put ceiling fans in all the rooms. Some of them will throw in blinds. Some of them will upgrade that carpeted room to LVP. And they don't publicize that. That's why you need me on your side to uncover those things. Builders don't discount homes is another thing I'll tell you. Generally, they want to show for appraisal purposes that they ask 500, they get 500 every time. In fact, they'll sell you things for more than 500 because those are called upgrades. But I know, and I can get them to throw things in for that 500 because all they need to do is show they sold it for what they were asking or greater. But they will throw things in where they won't give you a discount typically. So these are the things you talk about in that coffee meeting or that first meeting at a model home or what have you. That's when you get the buyer brokerage agreement signed. That's when you say, I already know this builder pays a 4% commission for me to represent you. So I'm filling that out at 4%. Sign that. We will get them to pay that. Don't worry about that. This is how I get paid. This is how I work hard for you. This is how I negotiate on your behalf. You're saying all those things. So does that answer your question or any further questions from any of that?
No, I think it does. No, I think that answers it. I think what you said, you just need to set up a meeting to go meet with them.
Yes. Absolutely.
100%. No matter what the meeting is, you just need to meet them.
Correct.
If you have that direct conversation with them, you're probably locked in, and they're going to use you no matter what. So
yeah, you should always be selling for the next appointment.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: how soon do you do that in the funnel to try to set up that meeting? Let's go look at homes. And not be too pushy and just scare them off because they're like, "Hey, you're a creep." I think I don't want to meet with you yet.
I would say, okay, let's just role play it. You're the client. I'm saying, hey, Roger, saw you just clicked on our new construction request for all the new construction homes in the area. I just sent that to you. In fact, I sent it by text and by email. Want to make sure you got it. Yep, you got it. Okay,
yeah.
Great. What exactly are you looking for? I'll help narrow this list down for you because I know the list I sent you is pretty voluminous because there's 500 new construction homes on the market in Louisville, Kentucky right now. What specifically are you looking for? What area? What beds? What baths? What basement? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, probably the best neighborhoods that we should start on or or in the east side of town, I'm not naming neighborhoods yet.
Yep.
Are you available just for you and I to meet, just to get to know one another? No pressure, no strings attached. I'd love to meet you and just see if some of these might appeal to you. Get there saying, NAR changed the whole rules. They decoupled commissions. Buyer pays commissions on one side, seller pays it on the other. And don't worry about this. 100% of the time, I've always gotten the seller to pay my fee on your behalf. So do not be concerned about this, but this is now law. Please sign here and we'll go look at these 3 houses. One's right here, 2 are down the street. We'll get started. And that's
Okay.
it. Anybody not willing to do that, they're not ready. You need to focus on ones. Remember, we talk about the percentage of people that fall down into the funnel. Those are the people you're focusing on. Those are the people willing to meet you. You're still thinking about all the people that aren't willing to meet you. That's part of the process. The funnel weeds those out because they don't talk to you. The people that talk to you want to talk to you, and you sell for the appointment, and you'll be successful getting it most of the time. We good? Anything else on that?
No, that makes sense.
Paul.
And one thing just to add, as a reminder, you had mentioned that, a lot of times they just want to go look at houses. Remember, with all this NAR change, and in Tennessee, it's a law. It's not in every state, I don't think, but in Tennessee, it's a law that we have that buyer agency agreement in place before we show them house number 1 or meet them at a model home to go show them that home and talk to that, on-site agent. So you have to have that anyway before you can go show them anything. And what I have found to this whole point is, meeting them in person is easy, especially if they don't know me from Adam, is easier to get in a room with them somewhere and start building rapport and relationship while I'm getting that signed as well. So just a final thought, that just a reminder to you that you can't go show any houses without that.
I've got agents on my team. Some of them send it through electronic signature. They have that conversation on the phone. They send it and they go look at houses.
Right. Yeah. You can do that for sure too.
And this is why the 12 videos is so important, because they're going to start to know, like, and trust you because you sent them to your YouTube playlist. You toured 12 homes with them. They already have a feel for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk to them after that, they're already doing business with you. When they call you after seeing 12 YouTube videos, they've been in your funnel for weeks, you've got that person as a prospective buyer, and you're going to win them 80% of the time at that point. That's the whole reason. That's why it's called a cash cow. If you do the funnels and you put the funnel and you tie them together, those are the 2 biggest pieces of that 50-piece puzzle I was talking about. It's there for you to build rapport over video and you not having to spend a minute with them. That's how some of those people come out the bottom of the funnel already. I mean, ask Andy. He gets 3 to 5 calls every week saying, I'm coming to town in 3 weeks. We want you to represent us. We've been watching your videos for a year. They're amazing, man. I think you and I could be beer drinking buddies. I mean, he hears things like that all the time. These are people already sold that he didn't have to sell.
Yeah.
He sold them because of who he is and the videos he's put out there and the consistency.
That makes a lot of sense. You're putting the pieces of the puzzle together for me, so I'm understanding it better. So
yeah, well, and unfortunately, it's complicated. It's a complex system, and you're going to need to hear it multiple times. I had to hear it multiple times. I had to actually implement it myself to really understand it, so I could better help the people in my EXP organization execute on it. And Jeanette, who's on the Zoom right now, she started her funnel a few months ago. She's done all of her videos. She's continuing to record videos. She's been a phenomenal student, and she's already getting calls from her YouTube channel. And when did you put your first video up, Anjanette? Like March 10th, 15th, 20th, something like that? April
23.
April 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many months?
And that was in about when you got your first phone call last month, early this month?
Mm-hmm.
From the YouTube channel. Weren't in her funnel, came from the YouTube channel. So it works. I'm going to move on to Paul to give him the time. What'd you have, Paul?
Yep.
Good to see you here today, buddy.
A couple of things. Yeah, it's good to be back. It's just been busy. I don't even know with what. Not the right stuff, I'll tell you that much. one of the things, so I was a little late to the party even today. I have some other stuff going on. Mornings is tough. But anyway, the one thing that I was wondering is if anybody has a list of all the things that you would do to represent a buyer with a new build. I've seen some things like that out there, but I thought, if there's something, a handout or something like that, hey, here's all the things that I do for you. Like, in other words, NAR publishes a list of like 175 or 179 items that a buyer's agent, seller's agent, what we do as realtors and stuff like that. It is tough, like you said, Tim, that the here in the state of Colorado, a new build is considered a for sale by owner. And so that's their legal standing in Colorado and how you have to approach it. So they don't use any of our forms. They will honor a buyer's agency agreement if you walk in the door with a client and you have them under contract and all that kind of stuff. Some of them, like you said, Roger, that Lennar, they're pretty, you got to be on all the appointments, and if your people show up, they may try to go around you, some things like that. I did like your idea of going out there and talking with them and just finding any kind of a bone to then and make it so that you're bringing them to the table at their location, but you want that bone, to serve up to your people because maybe they're on the fence or something like that. And then one other thing I'll throw out there, and then I'll listen for any response here is in Roger, to your questions a little bit too. This may help. I heard it the other day, and I thought it was really powerful in that your doctor, or probably even more specifically your attorney, likely would not even sit down with you without going over all the rules of engagement. In other words, you have a contract with these people, you're acting as a professional, and the contract stands first and foremost before you ever get in the car with these people. And they've kind of forced us into that because I was that guy, oh, we'll get it later and all that other stuff. And I've lost business as a result of that. I think this elevates us as professionals to say, hey, this is how we conduct business. We're here to be involved in one of the largest expenditures you'll ever consider, and therefore, I am going to be the professional, and my sole focus is your best outcome. And based on that, here's this is all the documentation that the state requires of me and my brokerage requires of me to represent you and some things like that. And then the only other thing I know in Colorado, I don't know how it is in other states, but the once you put something down, like you were talking about when I first jumped on, if you put down 2.4 and they were going to pay 3, like if you go out to different job sites or different model homes and stuff like that, different builders will pay different things. And to include if you've sold 3 houses for them and on the fourth one, they're going to bonus you. Put
Right.
all that in your additional provisions to say, hey, at Lennar, I get paid this. At Classic, I get paid this. At Pulte, I get paid this. And you have to, at least in Colorado, you have to articulate even the bonuses, and that it doesn't necessarily affect them, but otherwise you're not allowed to collect those bonuses. So anyway, back to my original question, if anybody's got any ideas or maybe a flyer or something like that of all the things, I'll be quiet and listen.
I put your question into ChatGPT as soon as you asked it, and I'm going to put the answer in the chat. But GarrettsRealty.com has 82 things. FAAR members has 184 things. NAR has 179 ways an agent. It answers your question specifically.
Okay.
I would start there. I don't have anything personally. I was always a listing specialist. I had it on the listing side,
Right.
but I don't have one for buyers. But
Yeah, and I've done a ton of listing work over the last 10 years and very little buyer work, but yeah, I'll put
there's
other
all the
ones.
links ChatGPT served up. It gave me a
Yeah.
general answer at first, and then I went back and said, "Can you serve up a list that you have found elsewhere?" And that's what it created. So there's 3 or 4. Well, there's half a dozen or more, but 3 of them that mention specific quantities.
Cool. Yeah, and mostly it's the new build stuff is what I'm definitely looking for. That's for sure.
Well, and something else, I'm going to give a disclaimer to what you said a minute ago, because some of the things you said are not applicable in every state. So
Yeah.
check with your state broker on what you're supposed to do on your buyer brokerage agreement, because I'm not sure it would fly in every state. Well, if it's a Lennar, I get this. If it's an Elite, I get this. If it's an ABC builder, I get this. I don't think that's allowable, because that's talking about what they're offering, not what I charge my buyer. In a lot of states, you're going to see that differentiation. So make sure, first of all, disclaimer, check with your state broker on what is legal in your state. But a way around that, and Anjanette, or I can't remember I think it was Roger, when I was saying, you can have no, it was Anjanette. You can have a buyer that starts out new construction and you're going to get 4, and then they go and just buy a resale, you're going to get 3. You could simplify and just have one buyer brokerage agreement that says 4%, and then come down to 3 if they go to resale.
Yeah.
If you want to simplify and have one agreement, you can do that. Not the preferred method for what Paul brought up, and thank you for bringing this up, because I forgot about the commission incentives on top of the percentage. Because if you say 4% and you walk into a builder, it's got 4% plus a $5,000 bonus. If they close by September 30th, you're not getting that bonus if it's not in your buyer brokerage agreement.
Yep.
So that's why I say go meet with the builders, understand them, have a rapport, so you can have coffee with them, you can meet with them, they'll take your calls when you call, show them that you're interested in your community. And guess what? This starts when you ask them if you can go shoot video of their homes. And they're going to say yes 99% of the time. Few of them won't let you. So don't sell their properties. Build the rapport then and get the answers to your questions, because I want to talk about the incentives. People understand when I watch a video that was published in March and I said builder incentives were 3.99% 30-year fixed on a rate buy down provided by the buyer, and they're giving a 50% discount on upgrades up to $20,000 for a total of $40,000 in upgrade costs. That's old news. I don't care about that, because I'm gonna, and now I'll say in my video, and check with me if you want the current information. Because things change, things do change. Know that, stay in contact with the builders whose subdivisions you favor and have video, and make sure you're getting that updated information so you can have new information for the new buyer brokerage agreements you're going to sell this or sign this weekend. If you haven't talked to the builder in 3 months and you're meeting a buyer at a new construction and you don't know what their incentives are, you're screwed, because all you're getting is what you put in your buyer brokerage agreement. So it's very important that you build the rapport and so that they regularly send you anything that changes. And it changes all the time. They have quick move-ins all the time. Sell one of these houses that are ready to move in, and we're going to bonus you X dollars if it closes by this date. You got to know that stuff in order to capitalize on the true commission potential instead of just the fee you said you were going to charge.
And one backdoor benefit that we don't really talk about a whole lot, but as you're building, if you will really get in relationship with the builders, on-site agents, at least here in Tennessee, where I'm at, a lot of these builders can't sell potential buyers homes, right? So if you really built this whole relationship with them, and I love what you said at the beginning, Tim, when you're starting to have conversations with them for the first time, look, I really want to sell a lot of your homes this year. And so you sit down, have the conversation like we've been talking about. But as you really start performing and maybe bringing a buyer or two, and really in their world, bringing them donuts, all the things we've been talking about for this last hour, they could potentially start referring business back to you, because they can't list a buyer's home that wants to buy one of their homes, and they have to sell before they can buy. So that can happen quite regular. So anyway.
And they'll tell you, sorry, we can't recommend one agent over the others. We got to be fair to all agents. But if you have a relationship with them, they're going to wink and nod. Here's 3 agents. This one's my favorite. Call.
Yeah. So anyway, that's just sort of a backdoor benefit to building it. Sorry, this dog's going crazy. But anyway, if y'all hear him, what are you barking? He's howling. I don't know what he's howling at. But anyway, anybody else have any final thoughts or questions? Appreciate y'all jumping in.
I did see an article that Jeff, I think, pushed out in one of his weekly newsletters that I've signed up for a long time ago, talking about how new builds are actually at par or even possibly cheaper than resales right now.
Yeah.
It just might be that next piece. And if you can, I don't know where, I'd have to go looking for the article again, but if I suspect that if you Googled it or or something like that. You might find that article that talks about that, and it might make the case for your cash cow conversion piece or something to that effect.
Yep. It's especially true because of rate buy downs. You get 6.625 now, conventional 30-year fixed, or 499 with a new builder that's buying the rate down to that. I mean, you're buying a bigger house for less money per month. You may spend more on the house for new construction, but you're spending less per month. That's another thing too we haven't talked about is always sell payment. Don't. So I can appreciate that your budget's 500,000, but did you know we could go up to 550 in a new construction neighborhood because the builder's offering 4.99? The payment on that is $3,400 on the resale, but it's only $3,150 on the new construction that costs more purchase price, but the rate's better. You got to think in terms of consultative sales and educate your buyer on topics like that. Educate them that it's price doesn't matter, payment does. Now, I said it the first time in a better way, but that's really the message. You're educating them on why that may be true in their situation. We can't get you in a home for 500, but we can get you what you want for 550, and it's actually going to cost you less per month. Here's why.
I think that's a great way to go about things because that sets you out as a professional, also too, I'm getting you what you want at, maybe a higher dollar amount, but I'm putting you into it for a less payment amount. That's genius.
People respond to that.
That's good. Thank you.
Go into ChatGPT and say, coach me on how to say that without sounding salesy. The concept is buying a $600,000 with a builder rate buy down at 3.99% 30-year fix versus a $550,000 resale home where the average rate right now is about 6.625. How should I present that to my buyer? If you're not using ChatGPT for that kind of stuff, it's gold.
Yeah.
And the way you might do that too, because a lot of the new builds, the way they're doing all the rate buy downs is they also open the door to their new lending institution. And so if that's where that's going to come from, then have the lender sit down with you and compare notes on all of that money to show those numbers, and then you can have them help you make the case for that purchase in that respect.
Yep.
But then they're the authority on the numbers, and you're not quoting an interest rate or anything like that. I know here in Colorado you can't do that unless you're licensed, but if you have that type of information from a lender that they can back it up with the numbers and the math and all that stuff, you may very well be able to use them to help you facilitate a sale of one of their houses and their lending product.
Well, again, consult with your state broker on what you can and can't do. I would never quote rates either, and there are restrictions on how to do that, but I can show examples. You might have, let's say a rate is this now, could be more, could be less, but I'm comparing this to this. Here's the difference. And put on your to-do list on your YouTube videos, go interview that lender. Bring them on, interview them. Today I'm here with Paul Smith. He's a lender with Smith Lending. He's going to talk to you about rate buy downs, what they mean, what the current rates are today, what certain builders are offering as an incentive, and how that might be the best path for you, because while you may spend more on the house, you'll spend less monthly and therefore less on overall on the length of time you stay in that home. You've heard the term marry the house, date the rate. Rates come down, rates go up. They're high now. We think they'll still come down at some point. Refinance in 5 years if it does. Find the house you want. Let's make it new construction because I can get you in there for $2,575 a month instead of $3,200. Would that make sense to you? Would that help your monthly budget? Oh, yeah. All right, let's go look at a couple of those houses. I'll show you what that money buys in 3 different neighborhoods. You've already provided more value than most realtors ever provide an agent just by that kind of consultative conversation. Good topics today, guys. Any last question? We're past top of the hour. I'm going to run here in a minute, but anything else? Thanks for being here. Welcome back.
Wait, before we go, if we got 30 seconds, I want to show one thing. I hope that this will share. An agent sent this to me, and we've talked about a lot of different things today. And anyway, I thought this was great.
So let me tell you.
Y'all hear that? Can y'all hear?
Yes.
Okay.
contacts a day. Hold an open house this weekend. Shit, hold 3 open houses this weekend. Write 5 new thank you cards to be sent every week. Send neighborhood mailers. Get to know all your neighbors. Farm your neighborhood. Get really good at AI. That means ChatGPT, Claude, Cowork, Perplexity, whatever else they come out with today. Agents who don't use AI are going to get replaced by agents who do use AI. Call your past clients 4 times a year. Send happy house anniversary cards. Don't forget to send them their birthday cards. Do home value reports. Google local service ads. Post twice a day. Post one high quality long video every week on YouTube. What the hell are YouTube shorts? Don't burn out on client appreciation events like Santa photos, Easter bunny, 4th of July barbecue, free pies for Thanksgiving. Drive your out of town clients around for 4 hours. Fill your CRM. Don't neglect your CRM. Ask for referrals. Do a new logo. Make sure you rebrand yourself. Show your luxury listings in person. Do virtual staging. Do regular staging. Don't discount your commission. Do your script, practice. Don't say the wrong thing. Don't say the right thing. Recruit a download live. Do the profit share. Build a team. Step up your production. Don't forget to lead. Follow. You forgot to send that email. Call your lender. They're probably messing up again. Make sure their appraisal comes in at value. Sure, I'll put your trash cans in and go get your mail for you and keep your car clean and go to the gym and keep a fit body because a fit body is a healthy mind. Loving market updates, networking events. Go to CE classes. Go to seminars. Listen to all the podcasts. Call for sale by owners. You're a marketing expert and you should be a top producer always, aren't we all? Do you know what it's like to be an agent in 2026?
Whoops. I thought that was hilarious. Sometimes our business can feel that way, you know? And so I feel like we've talked about a lot of stuff today. And so
Yeah.
don't get too overwhelmed,
Exhausting.
at the end of the
One
day.
thing she didn't say that's most important, pick something and do it consistently,
That's right.
and you will
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's the summary of it all right there, guys. So
Thanks, everybody.
Bye,
Appreciate y'all
everybody.
being here.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you,
Bye.
Kathy.
Bye.
Thank you,
See y'all.
Tammy.
Oh, 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 hey. Out here on the grind, chasing dreams in the sun, from the Gulf to the hills. Yeah, we're